My name is Miranda July, and I'm directing a movie called Somebody. When I got the invitation to make a movie for Miu Miu, at first I thought, this is a challenge because my movies and really all my work is very much set in the everyday world with regular people, and I don't know if I could do something with these beautiful clothes that would make sense. And then I looked at the collection and I thought, this is super interesting and kind of radical in that these clothes actually do seem, I'm just making this up, I don't know if this was true, but to me they seem to be taken from the real world. Like I could immediately see girls standing at a bus stop wearing jackets just like this, or waitresses wearing these white dresses, and so immediately the kind of dreamlike fantasy world that I imagined I would have to create was gone, and I was pulled by the clothes into this really interesting real world. And I could already see the faces of the actors, and the girls were on phones and using their, I kept coming back to like that they're using their apps, and I don't even think I have an app, but I just was intrigued by that, and I kind of followed the idea of an app and of technology, because I thought just in the same way that this high fashion was being kind of like hacked and used in really utilitarian ways that could adapt to very everyday circumstances, so could technology maybe. It's another realm like fashion that we're kind of not supposed to mess with. It's just very precious and it's presented to us and we're lucky to have it. And so I began thinking about this app called Somebody. And the idea of the app is that if you send someone a message through Somebody, it goes not to your friend, but to the Somebody user nearest your friend, and then that person just tells them the message verbally, and they're like a stand-in for you when you can't be there. My silly tagline is, when you can't be there, somebody can. And so the app and the movie and the collection all were really mixed together in my head, and I thought, this is crazy, this is not what they asked for at all. But I wrote back and I was like, well, yes, I'd love to do it. How about we make an app and then we make a movie where there's these girls at the bus stop and these waitresses, and they're all using this app, but let's make the app too. Let's make it all real, because then people in the real world can use it too, and it's not a fantasy. I assumed the answer would be no. I was kind of almost counting on that, but it wasn't. And so suddenly, really quickly, I was making, not only this fairly complex short film, but my first app, and it's a really complicated app. It's like GPS and all these things that I didn't know about until the last few months. In the same way that like clothes are nothing without the person, right? Well, this app really is nothing without the person. It's really, the app is like half human, half app. And yes, it kind of facilitates this connection, but the really high-tech thing that happens is the human's choice to be daring, to approach a stranger, to deliver a message that's not theirs, and to perform. And to me, that's like the most high-tech thing you could ever do. And it's not something that I build. It's going to be in the choice of each user. Sometimes I feel kind of embarrassed as a woman director that as I'm writing, one of the first things I'm thinking of is clothes, like long before camera, whatever that'll be. I'm really focused on, what are these people going to wear? And I'm going online and getting references. And this project was no different, although I started right away with this one collection and I kind of built upon it. And that's probably very feminine. I don't know. I'm sure there are male directors who do that too, but my great love of that is certainly completely personal. It's just that's one of the great joys of life is getting dressed in the morning, and the fact that I get to dress all different kinds of people who I might feel like I am, but I'm actually not a large black man, but to get to dress him and kind of embody him, or, a Latina teenage girl, it's to really get to I think when I'm speaking with my costume designer, and talking about these nylon coats, and writing their dialogue, I think I am them, but I'm not. That would be horrifying if I tried to play that part. And I guess the clothes are the way that you begin to embody that, the very first way, and then you find people to put in the clothes, and then you give them words, and it all fits together. Yeah. It's always hard to generalize, but I would say generally that I think women's art across the board is better. That's just my humble opinion. I think it's just more connected to their lived life, and if the thing you're always trying to get into art, everyone, man, woman, is what it is to be alive and all the sort of inexpressible parts of that. I think that unfortunately, men and this is sexist really, but they're kept apart from that. They're sort of encouraged to, in a way, live on the surface more, whereas women are really expected to be in the marrow of it, expected to be the beating heart, and the sort of physicalization of life, and that's a great help when you're making art. I mean, you don't have to try to get to that place. You're already there.